In this video, let's check a few more pretty useful functions in PineScript. So these are functions from a math family, so they all start with math.prefix. And I think we covered some of these functions in my previous videos, but let's go through them anyway so you can understand it better. So here in the first section, I have a bunch of functions that you can use to work with like numbers. So first one is math.abs. We'll find absolute value for a number for you. So here, for example, I passed -5 as an argument and a function output me 5. With next function math.ceil, you will find like a larger integer number than your current number. With the math floor, it will find your next integer number that is lower than your number you passed. And with math round, you can round your number, and you can also pass how many digits do you want it to be rounded with after the comma. So here, for example, you can see I have like 1.8 as a result. This is because I put it 1 as a second argument. If I will put it like a 0, it will be just 2 here. Also, you can use math.round to mintick function to kind of round your number to current symbol mintick value. It can be quite useful. And also you have math.sign function that will just output sign of your number. So if your number is negative, it will output you -1. If it's positive, it will output you 1. And if it's 0, it will put you 0, of course. So next here I have a section dedicated to some function that will help you to raise your number into a certain power or to find like a logarithm of your number. So let's look at them. So first function is math.pow. It will allow you to raise your first number, first argument into the power of second argument. So here, for example, I have 2 in power of 7, so it's 128. And also another thing is that you can actually raise it to negative power as well. So as you can see, it works quite well. Also, there is a special function math.exponent to raise like e constant into the power. So for example, here's the e in power of 3, so it's around 20. Also, there is a special function to get like a square root of a number in PineScript. So here, for example, I got square root of 3, so this is the value for my square root. Also, there is a function math.log that will get natural logarithm of a number, and here, for example, you can see I took natural logarithm of 20 and it's about 3, so it makes sense because e in power of 3 it's 20. And also there is a special function math.log10 to get like a logarithm of with base of 10. So logarithm in the base of 10 of 100 it is of course 2. So it's, as you can see, it works quite well. In the next section of functions, you can find a few functions related to trigonometrics. I don't use them too much, but if you have an indicator with like advanced mathematical logics, sometimes it can be useful for you. And here you will find like a base things to compute some things for trigonometrics. You can find sinus, cosinus, tangents. It's quite simple, so for them you have to pass your angle in radians and it will compute you like sinus, cosinus, and tangents, no problem. Also you have a sinus, a cosinus, and a tangents functions as well. So as you can see, that works quite well. Also you have like 2 special functions you can use to move your angles from radians to degrees and from degrees to radians. As you can see here, I pass like a radian angle of about like 30 degrees and I get it here. And also here I'm trying to do the opposite, so I go and pass like an angle of 30 degrees and I get amount of it in radians. So it seems to work. And in the last section of this video, I listed few pretty useful functions you can use to compute like super simple statistics on kind of set of numbers, and it's not actually an array that's important. So this is how it works. So for example, here I have math.max function, and you have like parameters, and in these parameters you can actually pass any amount of arguments, and PineScript will go through these parameters one by one and it will find you like the maximum value in your list of like numbers. And also you have the same function for minimal value and also you have the same function for average value. So as you can see, it works quite nice. If you need some simple stuff, you don't need to create an array to compute it, so it can be useful. And the last function I want to talk in this video about is math.random. So it's quite simple functions. You have to specify like the two arguments, like from and to, and PineScript will randomly output you like a number between like your first argument and second argument. So here, for example, I have random number generated from 0 to 10. And if in some simulations, it can be quite useful.